This
Right.
conference will now be recorded.
So yesterday we have started the business rule topic, and while discussing the business rule, so we understood what is a client side and what is a server side functionality. Now, so what is a business rule? Okay, so what we can do is we will try to understand the functionality and how it works and how it can be utilized. Then we will define what you can call it as. General definition is business rule is a process where you can automate client side and server side functionalities. Just simplest way. Okay. Now, if I open this environment, okay, it might take some time. It be opened. Right. Mm, just a second. Come on, Jude. Why? It's okay. Come on. Right. Okay, so I'll go to the settings. So in the settings area, so we do have solution and followed by the entities. So business rule is a subcomponent of entity properties. I'll open this one. Right. Go to settings, solution, our solution. Right. So in the front end side, I'll take a report document entity and followed by the forms. Okay. I'll open the second form. Okay. So on the field level, what we can do from a static point of view. For example, if you see here, there is a field properties which we have not discussed earlier. You see here, display label on the form. One thing, field is read only and turn off automatic resolution in the field. That's forget about that. And coming to log the field on the form. So what does it mean? If you open any one of the record, you see there is a lock symbol is available, which means that this you cannot edit. Okay, that is the functionality of locking and unlocking the functionality. Sorry, field read only means lock means that you are not supposed to change the specific location of that field. Okay, show and hide, it's like a visibility and a non-visibility that you can enable and disable this functionality. Right now whatever you are seeing, this is like a static functionalities. If I disable that one, okay, for example here, save, so let it be published later. Now if I go to report documents, right, let it be published. Come on. So I'll open one of the record. Where is that field? Okay, so this is on the general. Oh God, I think we have hide this tab, I believe. Just a second. Let me enable this. Okay, save, publish. Okay, right. Now if I refresh this one, how it looks like. Mhm. Right. Now I have a general section. So on this, in the form properties, I do have 1, 2, 3, 4 fields. Okay. Now I went to form properties, I selected the field and I disabled the visibility functionality for this one. So that's why, like, at the end result is it is statically or let a fixed way that it is not displaying at all. Okay, when it will be displayed again, now again I have to go to settings, solution, form properties, or select the field, click on the change properties, then enable that visible functionality. Now it's like a one-way direction, whether you on or whether you off, right? So these are the properties which you can perform like a one-time configuration where you cannot like dynamically do show and hide concept with static configuration changes. Okay, so for this kind of functionalities, let's say I want to show and hide field based on another field. For example, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4. If this field value is more than 1,000 rupees, then show and hide some fields. So if you have such kind of criteria, then how you are going to do that one? You need to implement certain automation where it will check something and it will do some kind of functionality. So such kind of small UI level thing, so which we can achieve using the business rules. Okay, now let's understand how the business rule works and then we will see how it can be implemented. Okay, there are two areas where you can create the business rule. First thing, one is a business rule on the entity subcomponents. This is the area. The other thing is in the form properties, open the form, and in the form level you will be having a business rules. So here also you can just click on new and it will be created the respective business rule, right? So now let's see what is there inside the business rule right now. Okay, whenever you are opening a new thing, try to observe what's happening in the URL level. Remember that one. Okay, this will be helpful for you to explain in the interview when something asked for you how you will edit the business rule. Okay, so if you are not observing this one, let's say this thing, then you will feel okay, we'll go to entity, something like that. So we have a business rule designer or business rule editor, then we have a drag and drop functionality so that we can edit that functionality, right? So that's how you can explain the things very confidently when you are observing keenly what's happening in the URL as well and where it is redirecting here. Okay, so that you need to observe one time. And coming to here, now you can set the business rule name. Let's say demo business rule. Okay, and description, whatever you feel you can add it. I can just copy paste the same thing for description, right? First of all, I'll come back to these buttons a little bit later. Now, if I'm trying to save without adding anything, you see, this is giving me an error. There is a two errors are available. If you want to see that one, so you can see in this component. What is that error? There are two errors on this condition. So what is that error is? At least you must be having a specific condition followed by necessary actions. Okay. What I'll do, I'll take this one. Instead of documenting, I'll just take the screenshot so that we will be having a screenshot as a document. Now, your a business rule is divided into two sections. One is flow and another one is action. Okay, this is like what you have seen in the calculated field concept. You will be having a condition and you will be having a formula bar, right? Similar way here also you will be having a condition and followed by a set of actions. Okay, we will try to understand one by one each. Now let's set first a condition. By default, we will be having a one condition in the business rule. So there is no concept of escape from this one, right? Okay, so let me see what is there inside. Now, this is the error. You haven't added an action for the condition. Now I'm going to name the condition is check fees. Input fee. So this is what my condition name. And which is the entity? This is the current entity and you will be having a rule here. Okay, now you see there is a new button which you can add a multiple rules. It's like a conditions. Okay, now on the entity level, and I would like to check report fees is equal to, or you see there is a operators are there, right? So you will be having a equal, does not equal, greater than, greater than or equal, less than. All these things are available. You just have to use which one your condition is going to satisfy. Okay, I'm just putting a greater than, and there is a 1 2 3 4 things are available. Okay, what I'll do, I'll just take a value right now. Let's hard code this value. Let's say if it is greater than 1000, that is what my first condition. Okay, this is how you will be having a condition component in the business rule. Okay, whenever you add a condition, there is a one positive direction, one negative direction, which means that if this condition satisfies, go to this direction. If this condition is not satisfied, go to this direction. That's what positive and negative directions. Okay, right. Now there are two ways you can add the actions, and there are two ways to uh, like add these actions here. One is you can click on add, select the specific actions, or just drag and drop. I'm just going to put the one of the action. Forget about what it is going to do. So this is how you will be dragging and dropping the actions. Come on. Wait, what happened to this? Just a second. It's stuck somewhere. Let me update again. Check fees and followed by report fees is greater than a value which is like a hard coded value. Apply. Now I'll select drag and drop here, and I'll select one more drag and drop here. Okay. Now you see, if you go to positive direction, this action will be executed. If you go to negative direction, this action will be executed. Forget about what is that action. We'll discuss about it. Now you see, whatever you have configured here, that is available as a code point of view, a text. If a report fees is greater than 1000, then do this one. If it is not, come on, do this one. In both scenario, you have added a log as an action. Now I want to remove this one. I can delete it. Okay, that's how I can remove this one. Now coming to, I just want to add one more thing. Let's say this like this. Okay, this is how you can add the components and you can remove the components. Let me remove it again. And if you want to add one more condition, you see in the positive direction, if the condition satisfies, you do not have option to set again one more condition. Okay, so you will be having a negative direction, set one more condition. Okay, so to achieve multiple conditions in the same condition component, you can add a one more rule. Now here you can see there is a one condition which is like a greater than 1000, and I'll add one more rule saying that if name equals to, let's say, some ECG. Okay, that's what I'm just giving a condition here. Okay, so I'll just change the name to check fees and name, apply. Now you see, if I want to add two conditions in one condition component, I can add a report fees is greater than 1000 and name equal to ECG. It's like a multiple conditions you can add at one condition component. Right now, I'll just remove this. Okay, apply it. Right. Now, if you want to add one more condition in below, you see there is a else if is available. And if you add any conditions, so that will impact in the below. Okay, it's like how you will understand the if else statement concept. Now, let me remove this. Let's look at the small things first. Now, what are the things are available here? Okay, we have a recommendation. Okay, we'll show you how it works and what exactly it will do. Lock and unlock. It's like the one which you have seen. For example, you see there is a field logged here. Okay, so and which you are not able to edit this one again. This is called lock and unlock functionality. If you want to make the things is editable, then you can make it unlock. If you are not going to allow to user to this one, you can lock this one. Show error message. It's like a throwing an exception. Okay. For example, I'll go to patient entity. Let's open any one of this one. Okay. So I'll fill some data. Let's say xyz.com. Now you see there is a validation error happened. Okay. This is called like a validation error which has been given by the Microsoft system. And now if you want to throw such kind of errors with user defined error messages and specific conditions, now you can use this component, show error message component. Set field value, set default value is similar. You can assign the value or you can set the value. Okay, what does it mean, assign and set the value? Right now I'll give you an example. A equal to b, sorry, a equal to 10, b equal to 20, c equal to 30. This we called as a set value. C equal to a plus b. This is called assign the value. Maybe you might be a little bit confused. It's like dynamically you are setting a value by providing some kind of formula. Okay, that is a plus b. Or else if you are keeping something like this, c equal to a. So which means that you are setting a value, you are assigning a value to c c property. Okay, which means that this field value you are assigning to this field. That one also you can use set field value something. And these two properties will be there in the set default value and set field value. The only difference is in the set field value, you have an option called clear. I'll show you that. Okay. And we will see the difference as well. Coming to set business required. We have seen what is a set business required concept when we are discussing, let's say you see here, this is the business required field. If you are not providing some value here, it will throw in a validation error, right? The similar way, if you want to set any field as a business required, for example, job title. Now there are two ways. One, you can go to field properties, make the field properties set as business required. Okay, so that is a one thing, and other thing would be you can achieve using this concept, this component. You can use the business required action to set the business required or not. Okay, set visibility is nothing but show and hide the fields. Okay, so if you can make a show and hide concept using set visibility component or action. Okay, now let's understand how these are the things working. Now let me go to front end of this report document. Let me understand how the fields are available. 1, 2. Okay, there are a couple of fields are available here, and there are a couple of fields are available here. Right, now I'll use the report type as the condition component. I'll play with report fees and this demo text field to show and hide or to set value, set recommended value. Okay, let's see one by one. Now I'll remove this concept. I'll select the report type. Okay, is equal to commercial. Done. So check report type. So if it is a commercial, then what I'll do, I'm just taking a random example to show you how this behaviors, how this is behaves. Okay, now I'll delete this. Let's go by one. In positive scenario, I'm using a recommendation component. For this recommendation, you need one more action as well. Let's say demo recommendation. And what are the fields available in the form? You have a report fees. Report fees. This is sample recommendation title. And some data. Okay, apply. Now this is only a textual data, and there is a one more thing called action. So in this action, you will be having a select the field. Let's say report fees, and there are four things are available. You can set the value, you can set the field value, you can set the formula. For example, here you see there is an exchange rate, a report fees plus a value, or else again a field value, something again field value. It's like a combining two fields and adding it to one field. Okay, so this is like a very much complicated, but you just have to understand how to use this one. Right now I'm going to set some, let's say 200. Okay, and now in the recommendation, a report must be set minimum value 200. Report is done. Okay, and so that is the one component that you can use. What you have to do, you have to provide a details of the recommendation and followed by the action. What is that action? You are setting a field value as 200. You can use define whatever the action you want. Let's say you want to define any kind of formula, or you want to set it as a null. So there is a clear is a null, and you want to set it as a field to field value. Okay, there are different types is there. I'm just using one type. Okay, and that is a positive way. Now in the positive way also, I'm going to put one more component called lock. I'll just use demo text field ticker symbol. There is no purpose. I'm just giving a example how it works. Demo ticker symbol lock apply. If it is a negative direction, let's say I'm just going to select this, copy, paste it, and select this. Same thing I can copy here without dragging and dropping. Now here also in the negative direction, I'll just make it unlock. Okay. Right now what we have done, we have used a condition component, we have used a recommendation, we have used a lock and unlock functionality. Let's use one more thing. Let's say show and hide. So I'll select the field customer data type field. Visible, yes. That is the one thing. Same thing, copy, paste, select here. In the negative direction, I'm going to set it as a invisible. Visibility is no. Apply. 1, 2, 3, 4 components we have covered. Let's try to see how it looks like. Right. It is saved. Now you need to, once this is saved, because it is a process, you need to activate this one. Okay, then only it will run in the background. Now what we have done so far, we have used the save button, and we know what is a save as. If you want to create from this to another business rule, you can just click on save as. Okay, let's activate. Now once you activated, we need to understand triggers of business rule. Okay, now you see what is the condition. You can take this condition text and you can read about this one. Let's see how the print and demo. Let's activate. Let me refresh it. Okay, so now I am going to select it is as a commercial. Now you see, one, it is enabled, one, it is locked. Now I'm going to put it as a null. You see, it is a null value which doesn't have a in. This is a hide and this is also unlock. That's what we have just configured. You see, if it is a nothing, for example, there is a invisibility of this field and there is a invisibility of the unlock of this field, right? Now this is a not equal to commercial. If it is a commercial, see, this is locked and this is customer data type field, which is like a show, because we have hide this one for the to show a static functionality, but no, now you can show and hide this field using a business rule. Okay, now coming to, you see there is a bulb symbol. If I click on this one, there is a title and there is some understanding text. Report fees must be set minimum value. Suppose if this value is not available, then if you apply this one, the value will set for 200. Okay, so recommendation will have two things. One, some kind of values, sorry, some kind of textual value where a user can understand what exactly it will do. And when you apply this one, the value will be setting to this field. That is the functionality of recommendation. Okay, and we have seen lock, unlock. When it is locked, nothing you can do, and when it is unlocked, let's say this one. So there won't be any restriction to edit this field. The similar way, show and hide. If you have, you can do something. If you are unable to see this one, you cannot do anything. Okay, that is the a component concept like show and hide, or lock unlock, and recommendation concept. Okay, are you guys following? Right. Now we have seen 4 component how the functionality works. Now I'll just change a little bit to understand how it is triggering basically. Now let's say to show you on the, so I want to re-update this one. Let's deactivate this. What I'll do, I'll just use one more set business required. Okay, so field would be, I'm just going to use what are the things is there in the front end? Patient. I'll use the patient field as a business recommended. Business required. Apply. And I'll copy this, paste it, and I'll use it here. It is a non-business required. Okay. Save. Activate. Right. Now let's see the new feature, how it works. We have not identified how the triggers will be there. If it is a commercial, what I'll do, I'll just put it here, save. Okay. Now let me go and open one more report. Okay. Now you see on load of the record, this business rule is triggering because we have not set this field as mandatory, right? But though we have not set this one, on load of the record, it is checking this field whether it is a commercial or not. If it is not, then make this field as mandatory. That's why this is in a red symbol. What is the first trigger for this? On load of the form. And one more trigger is, for example, if I change something, okay, is it going to trigger? No. If I change this one, no. If I change this one, no. Then when it will be triggered? The component, the condition component which uses the field. Let's say in our case, we have used the report type. On update of this only, we will be able to see the business rule is going to trigger. For example, if I select and change this one, the business rule is going to be triggered. Okay. And the second would be on change of the field which is used in the condition component. These are the 2 triggers which will be available for a specific business rule. Okay, there will be one more thing which we will understand at the end of this topic. This is how your business rule is going to be triggered on load and on change of the specific field which you have used in the condition component. That is the two triggers. Now let's deactivate and see other things as well. Right. Now I'll remove this one because we have already seen all these components. Let's remove one by one. So that we will understand the other topics in detail. Right. In the condition also, what I'll do, I'll use some text field value. Let's say demo text field for ticker symbol value. If it is equal, okay, if it is contains some value, okay, some XYZ. This is what my condition. Okay. Now I would like to use two things. One is set field value, set default value. Let's drag this one. And we have already seen setting a field value 200. Now I'm not going to use that one. I will try to use some other thing. Okay. So if you want to use a field, you have to select which field, because we do not have another fields which is related to same thing. So now I'm not going to use the field type. I'm going to use the formula. Okay. Now let's select the report fees, use the multiplication, same again field, same report fees. Now what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to set the report fees by multiplication of like square. It's like a square of the same field. It's just something like a formula. What is this formula? X equal to X multiplies X. This is a sum formula. I'm just setting, that's it. Not doing anything. Now, what is this field? And this is containing some value. Okay. Now, if it is not contain the value, so let's say set default value. Now again, you will be having a same report piece and you'll be having a formula. And let's say we have something called field again. There is an exchange rate. I just want to show you just how to set one field value into another field. That's it. Apply. What we have done? Come on. Formula report fees multiplies. Done. Okay. Right now we have done this one and we have set the field value. Let's see how it looks like. Activate. For understanding purpose, you can read this text and how it works basically. Activate. Right. Let me go and refresh once. Now your commercial, non-commercial stuff is not going to work because we have removed completely. Now what is the trigger point? Unload. If it is a unload, what we are trying to do, we are trying to set with multiplication of exchange rate versus your what do we call report fees. Okay. Now if I refresh this one, see right now you have a same value. I'm just saving this one and I'll refresh it again. Why this should be changed, right? It's okay. Now what I'll do, I'll just put X, Y, X, Y, Z. Okay. Some 12, X, Y, Z, A. Why it is not triggering? Let me deactivate. Is equal to this one. Let's see what's going to happen. Save. Activate. Let's refresh. A, B, C. Come on, yeah. Let me deactivate and let's see whether this field is working or not. Report type is equal to commercial. Sometimes this special format text fields are formula which we need to set. Also, we need to think. Activate. Let's see if it is working. Otherwise, if it is not, we will see tomorrow how to make the formula to make the work. Then we will take the actual real-time requirement and try to use this knowledge what we have seen and how it is working and what we have seen. We'll try to utilize in the real-time requirement. Okay. Let me try last time. Okay. No, it's not working that formula. Okay, we will see. We'll try to formalize this one in the next class. Okay. Any questions so far?
Hi, Kaushik.
Yeah, go ahead.
Not related to business rules. I have a doubt. We have discussed in last class.